Welcome back to this Operation Greatness podcast. This is our chapter meeting for today. This is part of our Freeing the Matrix Action Pod number 37. This is entitled Shining Your Light, Leading Humanity Out of the Dark Ages and into the Golden Age. That's a mouthful. We're going to break that down and we're going to talk about all this. Do this Operation Greatness chapter meeting with us, leading your Operation Greatness chapter through operationgreatness.com/leader, and talk about this as well in our Freeing the Matrix Mastermind. This is where you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends, doing a little more today of being of greater service to more people. That's through freeingthematrix.com/free-month, where I will buy you your full month in our Freeing the Matrix Mastermind. Okay, so when you hear those words, leading humanity out of the dark ages and into the golden age, what comes to mind for you as what I'm referencing in terms of we having been in the dark ages? How aware are you of that yourself? Is it possible, or do you know that it's true that the, oh, I love how my pastor at my church, he actually calls it the unholy trinity, that being government, science, and religion being the unholy trinity. That's something worth contemplating. Would you agree? You know that we had the Dark Ages were, I don't remember the exact history of that or the span in time that was regarded as being. I think of that as being like from the bubonic plague to the time when, the Catholics. That's interesting to me. We just had the Pope die recently. And why do I think of the Catholic religion as being the church of pedophilia? Because of all of the priests that violated, betrayed children for so many hundreds of years. And I mean, people were talking about when the Pope died, how he was the head of the child trafficking organization. And I mean, I think of the Dark Ages as representing when the Christian soldiers marching on, they went to conquer other lands as the political enforcers of the Roman Empire, like Emperor Constantine, where he decreed that the Roman Empire can only have one religion, and this will be Christianity. And if people do not convert, we will execute them. And so they caused tremendous bloodshed. And then the whole scandal is what I call it, but it's even more than that because it wasn't just one person doing this. This was systemic violence and corruption, fraud, where the whole system was designed like you are a sinner and you're going to sin, so you have to pay the priest to wash away your sins, like a sin tax, which is kind of an interesting word. Sin tax we have also as a word. I mean, I don't know how anyone could justify this behavior of the church. And the church was like a thing, like yeah, I have to give everything to the church because it is my God, the middleman between you and the divine, the sacred, that which is. All of that is a betrayal of what is sacred and what is divine. I call that God, the infinite and unlimited. Anyway, I think of that as being the Dark Ages. Do you agree with that? Is that pretty clear? And yet, do you think that really ended? Or is scarcity, fear, lack programming still holding people back, keeping them down, and like what about the government? And science is a really more prominent current example of evil. I mean, since March 2020, when we had, if you're watching this, you saw me put my hand over my mouth like the great cover up, the great, I call it fraud 1.0, or the attempted totalitarian takeover. And yet, many people who know, you know what they say, if you know, you know, many people who know realize that there are a group of, some people say 300 families, or a lot of people think of it as the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, these small number of people who instituted the systems of control over humanity, controlling the government, controlling the school system, which is not about education, it's about indoctrination. And you know that J.D. Rockefeller is the one who corrupted the local schools, you know, the little red room schoolhouse, one room schoolhouses that, I mean, initially it was a very important intention where, like, let's say we have a community, a village of 100 families, and we as a family each pay something for the salary of a teacher so that our children can learn the ways of our people. Beautiful intention, right? Noble, honorable. And then J.D. Rockefeller, the big industrialist, you know, what did he create? Standard Oil, I think, was the company. And it was about creating worker class, factory workers for the big industrialists. And it was like slave-like conditions where people are not taught to think for themselves. They're not taught to lead and thrive. It's more like, I mean, now it's been so pathetic in the school indoctrination camps that people don't even learn about civics or our history or study the Constitution or the Bill of Rights or the Declaration of Independence to know the power that they have. And, you know, how dare you question the indoctrination? That will be chastised. You will be shamed. That will be attempted to be programmed out of you. And science, I mean, the whole COVID fraud thing, trust the science. No, follow the money and see that the big pharmaceutical companies are making billions and tens of billions and hundreds of billions of dollars off of pain and suffering. Anyway, it's beyond unacceptable. It's unconscionable. And so, I mean, is there really any question that we are very much in the Dark Ages still to this day. I mean, how many people are kept in near poverty levels, almost lower than the subsistence level that they need to be able to barely survive? Do you remember? Like, this was very meaningful for me. Maybe this was, I don't know, let's say 16, 17, 18 years ago. My gardener was like, when his dad was raising their family, his dad's salary was enough to buy a house, take care of the family's needs. The mom raised the children and managed the house, and the dad worked to bring in income. And that was how it had served humanity in America and the people of the world since the beginning of civilization, organized community. And then we had the mom going out to get a job because then the children are not getting that direct upbringing by the family, and the schools then can indoctrinate them. And then all of a sudden it's not enough to have a two provider family. One job isn't enough because, well, the programming of society, and you know, well, by the way, maybe you don't know this, TV, music, and movies are not designed to entertain you. They are designed to indoctrinate you, to program you for scarcity, fear, lack, consciousness. I really want you to see that. And if you want to coach with me on this, well, first of all, make sure that you're part of our Freeing the Matrix Mastermind, where I'm exposing all of this and we're getting out of this. We're freeing the matrix from your mind, more specifically, because your mind is so much greater than the matrix ever was. The matrix is artificial. There's nothing real about that. That's a system of oppression, of tyranny, of control as part of the Dark Ages, as part of, yes, as part of the unholy trinity of religion, government, and science. It absolutely is. So the systems of control in society were designed to keep you down, to get you to give up your dreams, not think for yourself, not serve humanity, not thrive, not be of greater service. It's more like to keep you distracted, disconnected, divided, in fear. You see that, right? You do know that that is the dominant element or program of the world. And now, yet that system has, while it never served humanity, it only served that corrupt group of small people. I mean, like the pyramid with like these, some people say 14 families, or some people say 300 people at the top. And those people at the top supposedly are serving, let's just call it an unholy entity, which feeds off of fear. And that's what I mean, some people even call this the farm, like we are the cattle being farmed for our energy. And that entity, the unholy leader of this dark age, feeding off of fear because that's its food. I mean, even in, I'm reaching down to grab my book, Reignited America. If you have your copy, then read the essay, which concludes, above all else, don't be food. I mean, there's so much within that awareness of, I mean, just even that thinking about that or seeing how the systems of the world are designed to oppress people and keep us fighting each other, where they're feeding off of that hatred, that fear, that violence, that rage. And that's, I mean, it's totally unacceptable. It's not how we are here to live. It's not our nature. Our nature is to thrive, to shine our light. And you, my friend, are here on the planet now to lead us out of the dark ages. And I'm getting chills here, just seeing this, recognizing that, seeing that within you. This is your destiny. This is who you are. You are the inspired visionary leader the world needs now. By you shining your light as brightly as the sun, you are leading humanity out of the dark ages and into the golden age. You know that. You see that. You recognize that. Now you are taking ownership of that. Now you are stepping into that. Right? Is there any question about any of this? I mean, pause and reflect and see this, recognize this, acknowledge that about yourself. You've always known there is so much more for you. This is it. This is the higher purpose of your life. This is why you are here on the planet at this most historic, unprecedented time. This is the monumental turning point in human history where all of us are coming out of the dark into our light, and we're shining our light, dispelling the darkness anywhere it had remained, and we're leading humanity out of the dark ages and into the golden age. You know that. You feel that. You sense that. You have that inner knowing, that intuition. Something he's really connecting with me. He's hitting on something that I've always felt, that I'm here for something great, and I didn't know what that was. And yet, when he's talking about it so pointedly, I see what he's saying, that we were held down by the systems of betrayal, of tyranny, of oppression, and now, and yet our light inside of us, which is our connection with God, by the way. I mean, think of it like a water heater that has that little spark of divinity, is what I call it, within you, or the spark that heats the water, and when the water gets cold, then that spark starts to ignite and it keeps the water warm or hot. And like, you wouldn't be alive now if you did not have that spark of divinity within you, right? And yet, by you giving that your attention, by you acknowledging, I am here to do something great, to be of service to more people, like all of your online friends, for example, everyone connected with you, all of whom you can quickly and easily reach with almost no time, energy, thought, or effort. I mean, like where it takes you 3 or 4 seconds to like paste the post that we are all sharing with each other in our FreeingTheMatrix.com mastermind. This is how you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends, as this is the most important thing you have ever done. This is how you're shining your light as brightly as the sun, and you're transforming everyone you are blessed to have connected with you, all of whom you are serving, where you are the greatest contribution any one of them has ever had, by you, for example, leading every one of your online friends through doing this Operation Greatness chapter meeting with us all, where you're actually transforming the lives of everyone connected with you. Is there any more important gift you are able to contribute to the world than that? How is that shining your light as brightly as the sun? How else are you here to be the great leader the world needs now? Shining your light, dispelling the darkness. I mean, like a dark room, one small candle light removes the darkness in that large area. You are not a small candle. You are shining your light as brightly as the sun. You are here to be of great service to the world. I'm getting chills here as well. You're feeling that, you're knowing that. This is speaking directly to your heart because you are here for a very, very important reason. And now, right now, by you, for example, going back to the beginning of this Freeing the Matrix Action Pod number 37, shining your light, leading humanity out of the dark ages into the golden age, by you pausing from the beginning and relating the points that I'm sharing here and asking you to recognize, by you relating them to your life and seeing, like, yeah, what Dan was talking about with his gardener, like where the dad would go to work and they could easily afford to buy a house and to feed their family and to send their children to college just from the one salary. And now we need two salaries and we need more than one job and we're worked ragged. Do you think any of that is by chance? No, all of that is by design. That's the manipulation. That's part of us being in the systems of oppression and tyranny, farming people for their light. And no, we're so much better than that. We're so much greater than that. We're so much stronger than that. You have the power to liberate humanity. For example, by us, and if you're watching this video, I'm going to switch over to a different screen, a different tab. And I don't have that prepared, do I? No, I do not. I went to the wrong place to begin. So I'm going to go to a new tab and we're going to go to freeingthematrix.com slash free hyphen month. And we're going to see, this is, if you're watching this there, this is through freeingthematrix.com slash free hyphen month. You'll see the visual, our graphic, which invites every one of us to join in humanity's unifying manifestation. And I want you to see where you're giving your attention, you are giving your power, and that's how you're creating your life and how we are creating our world. So nothing matters more than what you are choosing to give your attention, because that becomes where you are giving your power. So see this as complete. You have led all of your online friends through joining us in our Freeing the Matrix Mastermind. That's through freeingthematrix.com. And see this as already your end result because you've done this yourself and you've led, inspired, transformed, and liberated every one of your online friends. And this has been the greatest contribution anyone has ever made in all of their lives. And this is the gift of you. You are God's gift to the world, after all. So be it. Be that gift now. So give this your attention. So you might want to close your eyes if you're not driving or working a machine or something. Just feel this and create this. See this as this is the end result of the gift you are destined to be for the whole world. So I'm going to read this to you here and just visualize this. See this as complete. Join in humanity's unifying manifestation. Our power is beyond measure. Together, we have helped 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their Dharma through freeingthematrix.com and Operation Greatness. This is the greatest thing we've ever done and the higher purpose of our lives. All of us have come together. We're working together. We're joining forces. We're joining our light and we're shining our light as brightly as the sun. You are shining your light as brightly as the sun. I'm shining my light as brightly as the sun. And together, all of us shining our light as brightly as the sun, we are shining with more light than 10,000 galaxies of individual suns. This is how your power is beyond measure. And now we're recognizing that we are transforming, we are liberating the whole planet Earth. And this is the greatest thing every one of us has done. This is the higher purpose of our lives, and it's the higher purpose of social media. And we have led humanity out of the dark and into the golden age. You, my friend, are doing that right here. And so this is by you joining us in freeingthematrix.com yourself and you leading every one of your online friends through becoming part of our FreeingTheMatrix.com mastermind themselves. How does that feel to you? You have the power to transform the whole world. Like that 1.72 billion people that we created becoming financially free, becoming very wealthy, and shining their light as brightly as the sun, leading humanity out of the dark ages and into the golden age. 1.72 billion people is a very specific number because that is the result of what all of us are doing right here, even with this Operation Greatness podcast, Action Pod number 37, because all that takes to reach 1.72 billion people is for you right here to get your 1,200 people who are joining us in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind through your link. You're getting your link by going to the About page once you've joined us at freeingthematrix.com/free-month. You're in our mastermind and you go to the About page and you at the top right you'll see the logo for freeingthematrix.com. You'll see the description under that, and then under that it says there's a button that says invite people. So you click on that button and that's where you're getting your link, and you're using your link in all of the posts that you're making from this video, this Operation Greatness Action Pod number 37. So you're saying you're sharing your invite people link in all the posts that you're making, even from this podcast, and you're transforming the lives of every one of your online friends by actively leading them through joining us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, and you're getting 40% of the $59 it costs each of your online friends to be part of our mastermind. So 1,200 people times $59 times 40% that you're getting as they are joining us through your link through freeingthematrix.com, that's $28,320. I mean, to me, that's enough for you to easily afford your home, your cars, your family, to provide for them just by 1,200 people. And yet here's how this plays out. By you focusing on this and by you are focusing on reaching your 1,200 people, doing this through your link through freeingthematrix.com, your 1,200 people then getting their 1,200 people, that's 1,440,000 people who are getting their 1,200 people. Guess what that is? That's 1.72 billion people. Actually, it's more than that, 1,728,000,000 people. That's the result of all of us focusing our power, shining our light as brightly as the sun, and leading humanity out of the dark ages into the golden age. How does that feel to you? How do you know that is the higher purpose of your life? You're feeling that, you're recognizing that, you're sensing that, you're hearing that, like, wow, I have the power to transform the whole world just by actively leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of my online friends, getting them to join me in doing our FreeingTheMatrix.com mastermind. Is there any question about the importance of that and how imperative that is now for every one of us to do? Because this is the greatest thing every one of us has done. This is the higher purpose of our lives, and this is the higher purpose of social media. It's why we're all connected now, because this is humanity's dharma. All of us working together and helping 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their dharma through FreeingTheMatrix.com and Operation Greatness. This is the higher purpose of our lives, and it's the greatest thing that every one of us has ever done. You know that, right? So do that, because you are God's gift to the world, after all. This is your dharma. This is your gift and contribution. This is you shining your light as brightly as the sun. Is there anything more important that you have ever done than joining us in FreeingTheMatrix.com, our mastermind? And the best way to do that is, this is for you, FreeingTheMatrix.com/free-month, where I will buy you your full month. Is there any question that by you giving this your attention and doing this fully yourself and sharing your insights, your inspirations, your breakthroughs, your successes, that you can get at least 3 of your online friends doing this with you, much less 1,200 of your online friends, which is our focus and our goal, because that's how we're reaching our 1.72 billion people and helping them become very wealthy. Every one of us doing this, doing our part from the heart for the whole of humanity. Let's talk more about what the golden age that we are together creating is. How do you feel that will be for every one of us? How do you see the golden age being? To me, I mean, this is humanity's unifying manifestation, that all of us came together and we helped each other become very wealthy. So this golden age, I'm seeing it as every one of us is out of scarcity, fear, lack consciousness. We have freed our minds from the matrix, and actually we have freed the matrix from our minds, because your mind is so much bigger than the matrix could ever have hoped or imagined to be. Remember, the matrix is only about oppression, it's about fear, it's about tyranny, it's about scarcity, it's about lack. We've outgrown that because of you doing this yourself and leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends, doing a little more today and being of greater service to everyone connected with you. So the matrix is gone. It's no longer the entities that we're feeding off of our fear, hatred, division, scarcity, lack mentality. There's no more food sources, because we've awakened to our power and we're giving none of it to them, to low life forms, to parasites. No, we've outgrown that. We're shining our light. We're not living in darkness anymore. So all of us are coming from abundance. We're coming from love. We're being of greater service. We're generous. We're giving from the heart. We're serving and supporting each other. So you have an inspiration, an idea, and everyone is, wow, that's a great idea. That's going to help so many people. I'm going to help you in any way I can. I'm going to talk about what you're doing, and I'm going to share what you're doing. And yes, I'll get paid for it. And we're all helping each other succeed. So we're taking humanity to a much greater level of giving. We're all supporting each other in living our greatest happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, success, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution. We're all working toward the betterment of every one of us. That is the golden age I'm envisioning. I'm seeing this so clearly. I'm feeling it so vividly, so real, because we've worked together and we've created this golden age. It's rooted in abundance, in love, in serving and supporting each other, in giving from the heart generously, because we're all about humanity. Humans are all about serving and supporting each other. I call this that, I mean, to me, it's very clear that our work is opening fully to receiving God. That's our work, and our purpose is opening fully and extending God into the world. And what does extending God mean? It means extending love. What does that mean in a practical day-to-day sense? It means being of greater service to more people. This is you shining your light and leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone you are blessed to have connected with you, all of whom you are blessed to be able to serve. Is there any question about any of this? Will you now go back to the beginning of this Operation Greatness podcast, if you haven't been doing this already, and write out your thoughts on each of the insights and points that I'm making here? Think about them, relate them to your life, provide your own example of how true that is. Like, yeah, the times that I've been happiest were the times that I was serving people, making a difference in their lives. I was doing something remarkable. I was not holding back or limiting myself in any way. And then you're thinking about how the systems of the world were keeping people in fear, in lack, in scarcity, hating each other, bashing heads, oppressing people themselves, shaming people, feeling like they were not good enough. You, my friend, are good enough. You deserve everything you want. You have that desire for more because God planted within you that seed desire, because you have everything that you need to fulfill that desire. And this is the time to do it, because you are leading humanity out of the dark ages and into the golden age. And this is your greatest contribution to the world. It's why you're here on the planet now, because this is the monumental turning point in human history. And that's happening by you doing this yourself and doing this with and for everyone connected with you. Is there any question about any of that? I mean, talk about this all in our FreeingTheMatrix.com mastermind. This is the most important work every one of us has done, because this is the greatest thing we've done and the higher purpose of all of our lives. Any question about any of this? So go back to the beginning and write down your thoughts about each point that I'm making, and turn each of those thoughts into your posts that you're sharing with every one of your online friends. And in each of your posts, use your invite people link, where you're getting 40% of their $59 per month payment. You're getting that every month. And don't just stop with 1,200 people. Lead, inspire, transform, and liberate every one of your online friends. No one left behind, because this is the greatest thing humanity has ever done. And that's happening by every one of us doing this. We're stepping up. We're owning our power. We're commanding our destiny. And this is your gift to the world. So you're doing this yourself, and you're leading everyone connected with you through doing this themselves, and through being that inspired visionary leader, exactly like you are doing. They're going to follow your lead, your example, and they are going to lead every one of their online friends through doing this through their invite people link through our FreeingTheMatrix.com mastermind. So this is the greatest thing humanity has ever done. I mean, did you ever imagine you were able to transform the lives of 1.72 billion people? And yet that's the higher purpose of your life. That is your greatest contribution to the world. And we're doing that together right here. And all of us are serving and supporting each other in living that fulfillment. This is all through freeingthematrix.com. And if you go to freeingthematrix.com/free-month, I will even buy your month of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Is there any greater way that you have contributed more meaningfully to the world than that? Well, that's up to you because this is really the start of the golden age. And then where we go, where we grow from here, God only knows. It's unlimited because each of us are in our power and we are unlimited. Our power is unlimited. There's no limit to how much good every one of us is now doing for the betterment of everyone in our human family. So this is the golden age, and I really want you to expand your thinking of what's possible for you and every one of us because we don't know how great we are becoming as our human species, rooted in love, happiness, joy, fulfillment, well-being, peace of mind, success, prosperity, meaning, impact, contribution. I'm so inspired by the person you have become already right here. How much more loving you are, how much more generous you are, how much more kind, caring, thoughtful, supportive, abundant, prosperous, wealthy. You've become already right here, right? Because you have taken yourself out of the matrix. You're no longer living in fear or holding back in any way, and now you're coming from abundance and you're no longer limiting the unlimited. You're coming from love and you are being of greater service to every one of your online friends, and you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of them. No one left behind. And you recognize this is your most important gift and contribution to the world because, after all, you, my friend, are God's gift to the world. I'm so grateful for you taking this to heart and really hearing this and now living this all through freeingthematrix.com. And if you go to freeingthematrix.com/free-month, I'm happy to buy you your first full month, or if you want to, give yourself the full year because you're going all in. You're not holding back in any way anymore. You're giving yourself the full year. That's getting 2 free months. And then you're also getting, as your reward for your commitment, your total immersion into living your light, I will also gift you with a $10,000 coaching program that I created, which is called Mining Every Nugget in Your Mind. You can learn all about that at freeingthematrix.com/free-month. Let's talk about all this together in our Freeing the Matrix Mastermind, because I'm so looking forward to how you are relating this and where you are taking all of this inspiration and expanding on it yourself, no longer limiting yourself in any way or the impact you are having on the world, because there is no limit to the contribution your life is destined to be, right? You're acknowledging that. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I believe in you. I know how much you matter because you are God's gift to the world. And thank you very much for being that gift now. Thank you very much. Send me your essay sharing all of the posts that you are making here, and share that, of course, in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, and use the posts others are sharing as well, because then you can lead, inspire, transform, and liberate that many more people by sharing the posts. All of us are contributing to each other. We're all here to serve and support each other generously, abundantly from love. And that's what the world has become through the influence you are, through the gift you are. I'm so grateful for you taking this to heart, really hearing this and living this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So excited for the person you are now and the world we are together creating now. Thank you very much.